This is Karen Lee Popper with Black River Technical College, and I want to give you some information on how to weight your grades in Moodle, how to actually set your gradebook up if you've decided that you do want to weight grades. Whenever you weight grades, what you do is you have categories of information and you assign a certain weight to each category. For example, let's say that you're teaching an English class and you have an attendance category, you have an exams and quizzes category, you have a major papers category, and then you have like a minor assignment category. So in that case, you have 4 categories, and these 4 categories are each worth a different weight. So let's say that you've decided that what's most important in this English class is actually the essays that students are writing. And the essays that students write, say that there's 5 to 6 of them, are going to be 50% of the student's grade. Then you also decide that their attendance is very important in your class, and you're going to give them certain attendance grades or participation grades. If you have an online class, we strongly, overzealously encourage you to have a very strong participation grade because it also helps in determining plagiarism and keeping students from cheating. You may decide that for your participation that you're just going to have them post on the forums, or they're going to do a little interaction helping each other, group projects, that kind of thing. That's your attendance or participation, so you're going to make that worth 25%. The other assignments may be smaller things that you're having them do, maybe a couple of grammar assignments or electronic assignments that are easy to cheat on, or they were just easy little assignments over their reading or whatever, so you may only want that to be about 10% of your grade. And then maybe you want 15% to actually be the one exam that you have to offer or the 2 exams that you offer. Now again, it'll be different for every course, and it'll probably be different for every instructor. But in general, if you'll notice, you have these categories and you're assigning a certain amount of weight to them. It doesn't matter if you have 27 papers in the papers category or 2 papers. Whatever's in that category is worth 50% of the student's overall grade. Therefore, what you'll want to do in your class is actually create categories in your gradebook. So let me show you how to do that. Here we are in the actual gradebook, and so what you'll need to do is click here on Categories and Items. And once you're in Categories and Items, I'm just using an old training class I had that I've actually modified some of the information in. So in this course, notice that this is actually a course that would be a sum of all grades kind of course, where you're actually taking the student's total and dividing it by the course total. So let's say we want to change this course and we want it to be a weighted grades course. So what we'll need to do is scroll down to the bottom of the page and click here on Add Category. Let's add in papers. Personally, I like to write how much I'm weighting those because I tend to forget, so I'm going to put that in here. And it's essential that we change your aggravation to simple weighted mean of grades. We do want to leave this box checked, aggregate only non-empty grades. What this means is that only the grade items or grade blocks in the gradebook that have an actual grade in them will be counted in the student's total. It won't be counting grade items that are blank. The way this is helpful is if you have, say, 6 assignments submitted and you decide to only grade 5 of them, Moodle will not include the item that doesn't have grades in it in its calculation. So you can still have that grade item in your class, you can still have it listed there, but since there's no grades in it, it doesn't count for or against the students. And then really that's all you need to do. The category name, aggregation type, simple weighted means of grades, and aggregate only non-empty items, and then just hit Save Changes, leave everything else the same. Notice that item will be in blue down here at the bottom. Let's add our other categories in real quick. Okay, now we have all of our categories in. What we'll want to do is move them into the order that you want. You may go in order of importance. My participation, which I forgot to add the 25%, should probably be second, so let me add that after papers. Now I have my information in order. Now what you'll want to do is move each of the items into the proper category. You can do this individually by clicking on this Move button, or you can do it in a mass by using the Select button. Let's put all of the tests in the exams category. So I've selected each of these items, and I'm going to go down here to Move Selected Items to Exams, and it's going to automatically do that for me. Continue. See, here in exams, all of my exams are in here. Now also, let me remind you, if an item is hidden, it is not calculated in the student's grade that they see. If we only have exam number 1 active right now, but we haven't taken exam 2, 3, or 4, students won't see these items, and even if for some reason I put a grade in test 2, but I decided not to use test 2, if I hide the item, it will not be included in the student's view of their grades, which is the view you want to use. Now, it's essential to remember that you always have to have this category equal to 100%. So just put 100 there. And you always have to have items inside of a category if you use weighted mean of grades. Even if you decide that you don't want an item to count, you can make a category worth 0% and then move those items into that 0% category, hide the category, and it won't be counted, but they have to be in a category or Moodle doesn't know what to do with them. Now, let me continue on, and notice right here, this says 0, 0. This is actually your weight column. Notice it says weight. That tells me how much weight this section has. So I need to identify in my category how much weight it is. So I'm going to put a 50 on this one, a 25 on this one, a 15 on this one, and a 10 on here. Make sure to save your changes. Now you're set up here. Let me go check my aggregation. I'm going to go on full view. I need to be weighted mean of grades here on the pink category, which is the main category. Let me go down all the way to the bottom. Simple weighted mean of grades on this category, on the actual categories. And they're blue. Simple, 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 simple. So I'm good. 50%, 25%, 15%, 10%. Keep in mind these category weights have to equal 100%. Otherwise, Moodle won't know how to calculate this. As long as you leave your category totals to 100, you have a category item set, your aggregation is on the right item, and these equal 100. You don't have to do anything else to your class. You can add and hide things as you want to. If you decide that you don't want to use certain items in here, don't worry about changing the calculation on the category total. Just hide those items and it won't count them.